Hey everyone, this is Joshua Bone, continuing my Let's Play of Chips Challenge 2, the custom level set Flareon1 by Josh Lee. That game is available on Steam. The custom level set is at CC Zone. It is called Flareon1. In the last video, I don't feel like I was really playing my best, so hopefully I'm a little bit better today. We are on level 28 Iridescent, and of course I have forgotten everything that I learned the last time, so we'll see. We'll see what we can do. So this is a two-player level, and so Melinda's down here with the yellow key. Chip is up here. Has only one option to start the game out. There is a red key under here. That's right. So we put this here, and then we want to make sure that the ice block goes in first. So we want to put the dirt block on the pink button. That opens up the path to push the ice block up, because of course if you push the dirt block first, then you slide into the bomb with the ice. So now we grab the fire boots, and we don't want to go down here yet, I remember. So there's all these things to grab. Blue key we have, and let me think. Yeah, because Melinda cannot get that yellow key, so Chip needs to get it, and I think we, just barely made it there. I think that, oh, that's right. And then we use the boots to bounce this guy back and forth. See, I really don't like block sliding in levels. I mean, I understand the community has made it pretty much fair game, but I just do not like it. The timing just feels like luck to me. But other than that, I mean, that is not the worst block sliding challenge I've ever played. There. Okay, so I think that I could just get the yellow key, unlock that door right away, get the bowling ball, and just don't waste any time, just destroy that ball. Okay, so now what was the deal down here? Because I can go in and get all the chips, and I can even leave the fire boots here for Melinda. Melinda can grab the hook, and I think she actually needs to give that to Chip. That's right. So she comes out here, waits for Chip. I'm starting to remember where I was at a little bit, I think. Except, what was the deal here? Why is this not seeming right to me? Can only pull the block out that far, but I remember pushing it up into the bomb. What did I do differently? So obviously this block cannot be pulled out of the way. Oh, that's right. So Melinda needs to pull it through the recessed wall. Okay, so I forgot that. So yeah, let's see. That was dumb. Oh my... So, I'm sorry guys. Clearly I'm not in a better level playing place than I was in the last video. I feel like I just got home from work. I've been working this new job. It's supposed to be just kind of a temporary job because I'm I'm still waiting for this call back from Google. It's starting to sound like something mythical at this point. It's like week 6 of waiting. So I got a job at a sign making company, and it's a lot of kind of physical labor. So I'm definitely, and you know, it's just learning a lot of new things. Whenever I'm in a place where I'm learning a new job, I feel like I always get kind of tired. And so half of my brain is just, you know, processing my day and processing all the new things I learned. So that's what I blame the poor playing on. But anyways, let's see if I can do this block slide at least. Alright, so Chip is going to come down here and let Melinda out, grab all the chips, leave the fire boot there. Melinda is going to grab both and go ahead and pull the block all the way out. And then leave the hook behind, although I'm not sure that's even necessary. She'll wait up here. Chip has no problem grabbing the hook, coming up here, bomb's destroyed, excellent teamwork on all ends. Melinda can come up here, drop the boots in the fire, and make it down here no problem. And she can grab the fire boots and step up here. This is where I kept getting messed up last time, I remember. So Chip can just go straight up here. I don't think we need any of these things, but I'll drop them just in case. So what is our strategy here? We've got to be able to, make sure that this top right fire block ends up being dirt. And then we're good to make ice, I think, on both of these squares. And so it's really important that the bottom right block be regular floor as well. And then it's alright if this is ice. And that can be whatever as well. Okay, so now we got the green key. I'm presuming we do not want to get the other green key. That should go to Melinda. So Melinda comes in here, grabs a green key as well. And Chip should obviously open this one. But Melinda has the fire boots. And I'm guessing that she needs to go through there, because there's gravel over there. And a nice mimic. So she definitely can't come down this way. So she's got to use this green key, I assume. So Melinda can drop her fire boots, stand right there. Chip draws the mimic over here, and then Melinda should be able to rush through, and I'm assuming that block destroys the bomb? I don't like this mimic. And I also don't like that there were bonus points there, because now I'm afraid that I'm somehow trapped. All Alright, so we're going to draw the Mimic off to the corner. Grab the chip. Grab the fire boots. Except we probably want to... Nope. We probably want to drop the wire tool off there, although for what purpose? Probably so that Melinda can get there. Okay, so Melinda, drop the wire tool. Now Chip draws off the monster. Ah! Forgot what I was doing. Okay. I also have no idea what the block in that room is actually for. I feel silly on that. That was a fairly simple Mimic challenge. I just got confused as to what I was actually trying to do. So, iridescent. That goes there. Dirt block goes on the button. Ice block goes into the water, and then dirt block follows. Grab those fire boots. Grab all these things. Open the blue door. Block slide this guy over there. Yes, I'm starting to get good at that. Yellow key can open up the bowling ball. Bowling ball can destroy the pink ball. Now Chip can get the fire boots. Deliver them to Melinda. Melinda can get both and pull the hook out. No, she doesn't need to drop anything. Chip then pushes this guy up. She needs to drop the fire boots and head into this room. That's right. Alright, she goes up here. We know the squares that have to be floor. Okay, so get the green key. Melinda also gets the green key. Chip opens this door for sure. And now we're back to where we were. Really not too bad. I tend to make these things more difficult than they are, I think. Alright, so Melinda can come over here and get the dirt boots. Drop off the fire boots. Chip can draw the Mimic off. What if I just leave the block there since I'm not really sure what I need it for? Kind of use it to play hide and go seek with the monster. She can drop this off. Chip can draw the Mimic off this way. Whew! And now Chip can release her into this room. Oh man, this is not good. Okay, so I wonder if I could just give that to the ghost. So now she can come through here. And then what? Okay, so she has the fire boots, and so she can go back through the room up here. Oops. I thought I was controlling Chip. Okay. I'm going to take a short break here. Okay, I'm back. In typical fashion, I've noticed a pattern where I tend to pause for these breaks and end up coming back the next day or 2 days later, or something like that. And in this case, it's no different. It has been a day since I paused. So this level 28, I actually got a comment on the last video from Josh Lee saying that this level has been removed from the set, and he thinks it's badly designed and isn't even sure that it's possible. Now, I don't know anything about that. I will skip the level based on that feedback. However, I do want to say that the 20 minutes or so that I've spent playing this level so far have actually been a lot of fun. I would recommend, Josh, if you're listening, I'd definitely recommend sticking with something similar. I've been having fun figuring out my way up, at least until that ghost room to the northeast here. So I think there's a lot of potential here for this level. I don't know what the remainder is like, but yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and take the opportunity to skip that and see what comes next. So 29 is called Slime Aquarium. Got those bonuses, no problem. Playing it a little dangerous with all these blobs and everything like that. Ah. Oh, okay, so it looks like the blobs are not deterministic. And I don't know what the consensus is. I don't know what other people would think about this, but I always try to make my blob levels deterministic just because of the variety. And I actually kind of, one of the things I like about Chip's challenge is just that it's always the same behavior, and I'm sure the optimizers out there would agree. So interesting uses of just like different rooms, the different arrangements of the slime and the blobs. I think the only exception to what I was saying earlier about deterministic blobs is if the gameplay specifically requires like chance to add variety to the gameplay. One example, I did make one kind of level that was more of a technological demo than anything that it was called the Full Monty Hall, and it's in my CC2. Oh, I forget what I called it. The Misfits set, and that's just like levels that don't fit anywhere else. But that was a lot of fun because it actually did require. Oh, I screwed this little puzzle up. Didn't realize I needed to take some blocks up north. But yeah, so that level that I made did actually rely on the blobs to create kind of a random seed for the level. But for the most part, I try to make all my blob levels deterministic. I'd love to hear feedback. If anyone's watching that, what's your opinion on that? I know in Chips Challenge 1, there's like 65,000 different random seeds, so every time you play it is pretty much different. Whereas deterministic, I love it because even though they're pseudo-random, you can at least try different things out, and you can be guaranteed that the next time you try to level out, the blobs always have the same motion. So I'd love to hear some feedback on that if anyone wants to take the time. I'm not going to worry about the bonuses just because they are random, and I don't want to take the extra time. I'm really pushing my luck on some of these moves here. Yeah, and probably this whole area might make more sense to come up here when I do have a green key. I don't know what the deal is with that. So it looks like I need a yellow key to get up here to grab the helmet and drown all the blobs. Grab the green key. Definitely getting the helmet would be pretty useful in this level. Alright, so I don't know whether I need... Okay, I see. I just had to go out and get that chip and come back. There's a blob blocking the way down there. So wait, where do I go next? Oh, I do have a red key. Okay. And I got a bowling ball. Maybe that's to get that one blob that was blocking a passage. By the way, I really like this blob section because each of the pickups, can be gotten. It's not really a dodger. It's just waiting for the right moment. Ah, ah. I made the first move and I thought that I had died, and then I made another move that actually resulted in the same thing. By the way, that's my biggest secret fear as I'm making these recordings, is that I actually am a terrible Chips Challenge player. And hopefully everyone is not judging me for it. Even people may sense a certain element of I don't want to say hypocrisy, but like double standards. As I'm like, I play other people's levels and sometimes have a lot more difficulty with them than I probably should, based on the actual composition of the level. And people may point to my own level set, be like, "Well, look at your levels. You make really difficult." Wow, I don't know how I survived that. But it would be perfectly legitimate for someone to say like, "Wow, Josh, you make some of the hardest levels out there. Like, who are you to play other people's level sets and say, wow, this is really difficult?" But even when I'm testing my levels, like, I mean, some of them have taken me upwards of like an hour or two to actually get a solve. Even though like it's all possible, it's just somehow I always manage to make some sort of ridiculously stupid mistake. And so to some extent, I'm not worrying about it. I'm recording my impressions of what it's like to play somebody else's level. And if other people want to do the same for mine, I welcome the feedback. Oh, I think I always see the opening like half a move too late. And the danger, of course, on a level like this is that I just like start to get impatient, like that. Exactly what I was speaking of at that very moment. I just start to be like, all right, I'm done with Slime Aquarium. I don't want to play anymore. I just want to get to the end. And of course, in a level like this, that is bound to result in disaster. All right, so I'm assuming that this is the correct use for the bowling ball. Okay, that made a... I don't know what that did. That cloned a block down in the lower right. Or lower left, rather. Oh. Oh. And it is releasing blobs all over the place. And they're getting stuck in traps, which is actually really useful to me. Get a yellow key out of the whole business. I really like that idea, that concept of just blobs kind of wandering around but slowly getting stuck in traps. Although in this case, these two are just really plugging up my escape from this room. Oh, now there's three. All three of them are out here. Oh, man. At least it's an untimed level. But yeah, I could be here for a while. Oh, whew. All right. Oh, and now I can actually go and get all the bonuses. So this is probably just the inevitable one of the inevitable annoyances of big blob levels. It's just waiting for the blob to do what you want it to. Oh, no. Come on. See, and then I thought there was a spot open for me. And then I have to replay everything. Ah. I suppose that the the words that no level designer would ever want to hear are, "This reminds me of Blobnet." And I will say that it is a much more interesting level to play than Blobnet, but the areas where it suffers are inevitably, I don't know about inevitably. There are definitely places where I just feel like, I did 20 years ago as a 10-year-old trying to beat Blobnet, and it's like I understand it. I understand the random motion of the blobs. I know what I'm supposed to do, which is wait and be patient, and I know that if I'm just perfectly patient, I can beat the level. But somehow I always manage to screw it up, and so it's like, I don't know. Is that is that my fault as a player? Is that the level designer's fault? Is that just is there a way to make a good blob level without just having that kind of frustration? And I don't know, because all these rooms they're very there's a lot of variety. They're all very creative. Um, I really like the individual concepts, and I don't know how I feel about the level as a whole yet. Definitely feeling a little bit of frustration. All right, that's safe. I don't care about the bonuses. So now I've got a yellow key, and now it should be a good time to go to upper right. Ah, come on. Slime Aquarium.
It's another case where I think using deterministic blobs would at least help. Is at least if you figured out a strategy for, for the initial couple rooms or something that always worked, that would help with the repetition aspect of making mistakes at later stages. By the way, speaking of BlobNet, I suddenly having this distinct flashback of of sitting in the room at my granddad's house, and my dad had played it and beaten it, and my granddad had played it and beaten it, and I was just absolutely stuck on this thing, and suddenly I just, you know, I kept on playing through and had all these experiences. And on one playthrough, I remember collecting all the chips only to die by a blob like right before the exit, and it was so disheartening. And finally, I had a playthrough and just somehow managed to beat it. And I was so excited that I came rushing into the next room. It was just like, Dad, I beat BlobNet. And he and my granddad were having some kind of serious conversation, and I was only met with like just kind of annoyance, like, "Oh, that's great. Now leave us alone." I remember just being like, "Wow, this is anticlimactic. I've like waited my whole childhood for this." Um, I'd love to hear, by the way, if any of my watchers have had similar experiences playing Chips Challenge. So I can afford to be patient on this. I mean, it might not make for the most exciting Let's Play video, but I can afford to wait until I have large windows of opportunity here. Like that. Oh man. See, even that was too close for comfort. All right, so I'm assuming that. Can I assume that now is a good time to get that helmet? Oh, by the way, this is interesting because if I get the helmet, oh no. So, so the helmet is not useful anywhere else. I obviously have to drop it here, which is a shame because I would really, really enjoy having it for the rest of the level. I can afford to be patient. Be like Bart Simpson writing those words on a chalkboard right now. I can afford to be patient. Because really, what takes longer? Waiting for the golden opportunity on an untimed level, or dying because you moved too rashly out of impatience and having to replay the entire level. I would argue that, especially the way I tend to play, that it actually takes less time to play cautiously. So there's 11 chips left, and they look like they're all over there. And I don't really know. There's one up there as well, which takes another yellow key. I have a green key. I'm going to trust that this is acceptable. No, there's lots of recessed walls that make me very nervous. Because recessed walls have, they have a sort of permanence to them. Once you step through them, you can never do so again. And the reason they make me so nervous is because having come this far in the level, if I screw it up at this point, I'm going to be very upset. I don't know if it's safe to go through that recessed wall to the lower right. Should I assume that it is? Should I look around? Well, well, guess what, guys? That die has already been cast. Certainly, I should not go through here until I have a red key. So I think that leaves the, by a process of elimination, I should go down here. And I can open up this, but that doesn't matter because that's just going to drown. I need a yellow key to do anything over here, and I didn't get it while I was up there. Which, by the way, guys, that was a terrible move on my part, because if I had a yellow key now, I could continue the level. And the worst part of all is I had all the information that I needed. For some reason, that recessed wall didn't... I mean, it's a little bit... no, I'm not even going to make that as a critique. I mean, it does feel frustrating to have to replay the level, but when all the information is available to you, I can take the blame for that. That wasn't, yeah, I'm not even trying. I'm literally just trying to run through the level because I was so close and I want to be so close again. All right. I guess if I'm going to get through this, which I have to because it's a Let's Play, and I have to play all the levels, and frankly, this is not a bad level. I'm making it harder than it is. By the way, I probably don't have to get those 2 chips up there because I end up having access from above later on. And so it might be that if I ran back, just got the yellow key and ran back, that I wouldn't have to do all this waiting. That was really dangerous. I can afford to wait. It's an untimed level. Yeah, there's just no rush. I can take all the time that I need. like that. Yeah, so I could have left those chips for now if I'd wanted to. And by the way, I'll point out that that was not really all that difficult to get back to this position in the level, even though I really felt like it was. Or when I was frustrated, I felt like it was going to be. But really, it's just a level that's meant to be played patiently. So now I can go down here. There's this. And I should be able to get the red key. Wait patiently for this blob to get out of my way. Should be able to... Oh, come on. You know, it's like I'm 10 years old all over again. It's like I'm 10 years old and staring at the screen of my granddad's, and it was a 386 running Windows 3.1. Just staring at the screen, being like, did I really come all this way? Did I really make it through this much of the level only to die at this point? Blobs. Now, that being said, already I can tell that I think this is a pretty decent blob level as far as they go. Each room is very interesting in its own right. That was dangerous. Just requires such a level of patience. All right, get that key. And nice. Yeah, so I didn't even have to do any waiting there at all in that case. But it looks like I get plenty here since both blobs are rather annoyingly placed. Nice. Yeah, see now that was like the last of the blobs there that was actually... And those bonuses are still absolutely accessible. So that's definitely the way to play this room. So what's my mantra? I have all the time in the world. I have all the time in the world. I want, everybody listening to put on their best, imagine Deepak Chopra or somebody, saying this in this deep, deep Indian accent. I have all the time in the world. There's no rush. I don't mind if this is the entire level, if this is the only level I play in the Let's Play. I really don't mind. Okay, so I can unlock this, push this guy over, push this guy over, and this guy over, get the blue key, and then there's the blue door. Is it faster to go this way, maybe? I have all the time in the world. I can just wait for these blobs to clear out entirely. Just go away. Just go away, guys. That's right. Okay, and then interesting use of there's a plus time. There's a stopwatch underneath that block that'll put 10 seconds on the clock. However, it's directly on top of the exit square, so I don't see how that does anything at all. So I'm missing a chip somewhere, which scares me. Oh, probably directly to the right here. So I have all the time in the world, guys. Just tons and tons of it. There it is. Okay, so what I really want to do is wait until this guy goes down here, and that means I'm safe. I have all the time in the world. Oh, and then I need to actually go down here. Taking extra cautious steps. And at last I did it. So Slime Aquarium, I actually really like this level. There were times where it seemed kind of frustrating, and it's, it definitely does get frustrating in a way that a lot of blob levels do tend to get frustrating. It's just like there's no regularity to it just because of the randomness. It's easy to get frustrated, and but because there's no time limit, and because the rooms are all very varied, and it's actually not all that hard. Like I said, I make things harder than they are. So I quite enjoyed that. The next level is level 30. It's called Dust Puzzle. And there's a lot of dust, aka dirt. There's a lot of things going on here. But so it looks like, oh no, I thought you could step left onto the hint and then you would die, but there's actually a thin wall there. So your first move. Oh, and then there's a countdown timer. Interesting. I'm going to start over again here through the teleport. And we can step around the perimeter. It looks like ice blocks will open chip sockets when the chip counter is 0. Yes, I agree. Be sure to get out of the way quick here. Oh, so it's like telling you, oh, interesting. It's saying, hey, this chip socket should be opened by an ice block. And then it's saying, Oh, hey, when you get to this point, make sure you get out of the way real fast. So this is cool. It's like giving you previews of everything. Hey, remember this ×2 flag if you want the full bonus. Really interesting use of hints here. Here's the view of some circuit work in action. Okay, so we've got a interesting. So down below there's a repeater that is repeating on even ticks. However, wait, I think that's even ticks. Let's see. So it's two. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on even ticks. So this is it's I really admire the use of a repeater here, although I will point out just because I have to that it's actually not doing anything because you could just as easily have this pink button just wired to the timer, and it just so happens that this bug is always hitting the button on. I guess I'm actually gonna look at my notes here real fast to see whether that's even or odd. Let's see. Yes, it is. It is an even repeater, so just find that weird because the bug I would have thought was moving in odd step. Don't worry about that. I'm just a nerd for circuits. But yeah, anyways, you could do exactly the same thing without bothering with any of the stuff down below. It could just be the button hooked up to the logic circuit. So I wonder what that circuit does. That goes to this square, which is about to open then, right? 1, 0, and then it's open. Interesting. So I don't know what that does exactly. Some more bonus flags are here if you want to come back for them. I really like this idea of just like giving you a tour around the level and saying, hey, here's what's going on everywhere. I do think I will restart here though, because I did waste a lot of time there. Okay, I got the hook. Nice, interesting use of the hook and the force floor. And there's nothing else I can really do here. So I got to drop the hook here to use this block. And I can get, ooh, I got a yellow teleport and a bowling ball. I'm just going to assume that that's for the bowling ball. There's nothing going on there. With the yellow teleport, oh, I probably should have used the bowling ball to get through that yellow teleport up to the northwest of me. Almost certainly that was what I was supposed to do. I'm going to assume there's no other yellow teleport in the level. Okay, so I think I know at least what I was supposed to do there. Drop that there, fire that through there. Now I wonder if I can get the, is it possible to get the hook? I don't think it is. Although maybe it is because no, I think I can't because I have to go downward. That means that's the only place I can put it. And that means I can't partial post up this way. Okay. So now I got fire boots. I don't know what this button does. It looks like it is one side of an AND gate. Wow, that was dumb. And that's just for a bonus. Okay, good to know. I was tracing the wires with my eyes. I didn't even notice the water next to me. Oh well. All right, so there is a red key there, which presumably I need a bowling ball for, so I can't really do anything with that anyway. Looks like there's not a whole lot I can do up here, other than just leave the fire boots behind. And now I am just completely trapped. There is this fairly well-known bug, I think, that I can go on the walls even after the recess wall pops up. I can enter walls that have this no item sign on it, but I can't do anything else up here, so back to the drawing board. What are my other options here? That was dumb. It's just exactly the same thing I just did. So what do I do? I swear I feel like I must have missed something somewhere, but I don't know what. Oh. That doesn't go anywhere. I have the fire boots now, but that doesn't help me. There's flippers there on fire. That would be very nice to be able to get, but let's see any way of doing that. And of course I'm stuck there. So what am I missing? I already know the perimeter doesn't. I can't do anything out there. Oh, okay. Don't go back through the yellow teleport. Or the blue teleport. Can't push or pull that. That seems pretty straightforward. I just feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, which, as we all know, is not a very nice place to be. And that's just it. That's like the end of the level. I have nothing more to. Then I'm stuck. Oh, there is this, but I don't think I can actually do anything with it. Yeah, you need a green key to even get in there. Oh, there is a chip up here, so maybe that's actually needed. Not that it matters, because there's nowhere I can go in this level. So I guess I could use this bowling ball on something other than the bomb over there. I could direct it upwards. I could direct it here. That doesn't look like it would do much good. I could direct it here. I could also. That doesn't look like anything. That doesn't look like anything at all. Although there might be some benefit here. Okay, so except that I can't really get any hook action here. So maybe that's not correct. Possibly down there would have been better though. Right, because now at least we can move this around, but and then we can do this. Okay, and now we have a very great advantage because now we have the hook, which, I mean, that's pretty huge, I think. Although, what am I actually going to do with it? Oh, we can get the flippers now. That's pretty big. Okay, so I feel like I'm making some progress here. Got the flippers. Still don't see where. What am I supposed to do with them? There's the flippers. There's the water there. There's water over here that I can't reach. Definitely seems to be a pretty interesting puzzle. So interesting because I seem to make just all this progress and then it still just doesn't seem to help because if I go through there I'm trapped. I don't have a blue key. Pushing this block doesn't do anything. I could pull this block, but it would just trap me. And so I still seem to be doing the wrong thing. Anyways, I feel like this video is kind of getting to the end of its natural length, so I will play again at some point in the future. At least I got one level solved. Thank you everyone for watching.